Alright, what's up, guys? Today is the final head video on how to draw heads, and this is pretty much my way of drawing heads, not the right way anyway. But yeah, definitely try a bunch of things out and kind of see what works best for you. But today's video, I'm just gonna be drawing female heads and faces. Just kind of like go through some things that I kind of look out for or prioritize when doing so. Alright. So I kind of do the that same thing of when I'm drawing a male. I'll focus on the eyebrows and a little more on the eyes on a female. And I've noticed that really the most important thing on the female is a lot of the lashes, and mostly because of like makeup. And I like to do the eyelid too, and you can still do like the nose bridge marks if you really want to like line that up a bit, and you can even pull the lash out to sort of do like the same thing as the male that I did on the males, where you can sort of like line things up with the eyes and the wrinkles. And so we're pretty much doing the same thing, and you can kind of get away with like marks and different things. And then the nose, and then the lips. I'll probably just go through and do as many heads as I can, and kind of you guys can watch me fail at them, and kind of go through maybe how I go about fixing some of the issues if I run into them. But especially this one, the nose, when lit, I can't talk. I've been talking all day. The nose went a little bit low, so I raised the lips a little bit up. So then we just get a little bit of a different face type, really. So sometimes if you run into situations like that, you can often correct it by basically going on a different part of it, like adjusting a different piece. And so we'll do the hair, and there's a lot of different hairstyles for girls, just like there's a lot for guys too. I think for this one, I can make it very easy by sort of setting up a headband, and then I'll have bangs going through and leaving a little bit of a white area to do highlights. I always like to do that if you're using ink, or use a lot of black for digital or charcoal or anything that can kind of do those dark areas. All right. So really the main things that sort of make the females look more feminine over a male is a lot to do with the jaw. If you make the jaw a lot softer, and sometimes a little bit more of like a pointed chin, and basically less square, like the more square you make the jaw, the more it's going to look like a male character. And just like how this character is more male, where this one is more female, since the jaw is more rounded and these are more male. And so you can also make a male look more feminine by doing more of the female aspects on him, and vice versa, depending on what you're trying to achieve with your characters. And then so from here, then a lot of what I'm drawing a female, I like to use the hair to really control. And you can do a lot of like, you could do earrings, and basically I just stack like pretty much as much things as I can to make the character look more feminine. And then from here, maybe we'll do a bit of a bun. And then the neck can be a little bit difficult. I often go for a bit of a slimmer neck for a female. You can really exaggerate it too if you want to make sure that you're gonna get a feminine look. And then after I have about here, and then I haven't gone over like chests or anything, but you can sort of start to go into the different anatomy, and same sort of collarbone, and do whatever you pretty much want to the outfit, or however you want to do the rest of the character. And if you can kind of really sort of like get used to how these different features all sort of work together, then I think it'll really, really help to be able to mess around and adjust these things. And then I'll just go off into the arms here to make it, because don't want to make this video too long, but all right. So yeah, the neck and the collarbone. I made the shoulders maybe, or the traps maybe a little too exaggerated, or a little too high, but it still works out. And there are a couple ways to correct. I find females to be a little bit trickier than males, but it's probably also just because I'm a male. So there's like a lot of features that are easier to notice. And so it's a lot easier to draw them. But yeah, and also like the softness can be a little bit rough. Well, softness can be a little rough to sort of keep and manage out. So yeah, that's pretty much one face. And then the same thing. I haven't really done many side profile views of females, so this might go horribly wrong, but I'll still try it out. All right, so I'll start with the brow again, and then do the triangle eye. Nose. Little bit of a slant. And then the eyelash, just like the other ones. And the lips. And then now the jaw. And we'll line up the ear with the eye. Maybe we'll do a bit of a fun hairstyle here. But yeah, this is like the first time I've done a side profile. So a lot of just doing what I know. All right. having the eyelashes kind of carry the feminine side is kind of nice. And I think it's probably the best way to kind of make sure that's more feminine. If you really want to challenge yourself, you could do short hair on a female, or go for like more masculine features on a female and see if you can still get it to hold up. I think that would probably be a pretty good way. Okay. Right. So yeah, basically just doing the same thing as the first one, but now at a side angle. All right. And then I'll maybe trying to make them look a little different. Do more of a extreme 3/4. All the times when I do 3/4 on both male and female, I usually, especially ink, a little hard to get the detail on that back eye, so I'll just do like a very angled eye. I think I'll kind of challenge myself here too. Right. I'll do a little more of an angled face, and also a little bit of a different hairstyle that I haven't done before. And then this is 3/4 and lean a bit. So we'll sneak the ear in here. Earring. I'll try to get the hair to look a little natural. And the neck might be a little bit tricky. Oops, that is way too much ink. Yeah, I find the most fun things to mess around with when I'm drawing females is a lot of the hair. I think it's a lot of fun. Okay, and now let's bring this down. Yeah, I probably made the jaw a little too not sharp enough, so try to angle it a bit here. Right. Okay, I'll do one more. Yeah, the nice thing drawing females too is you can almost just make the eyes completely black and then just focus on lashes, and that will work as well. The nose is a little bit touchy, I found too. So you can kind of do more of a simplified nose, and it will make the face a bit softer. Alright, for this character, I'll leave the hair open so that I can color. I feel like it's a lot easier to draw the hair when I don't color it. Right. We finished the females. I'll add a bit of shadow. Okay, for shadow, I like to do a lot around the eyes to act as eyeshadow. For the eyeshadow, I like to go thick on the top, and then I could do a fine line on the bottom for the eyeliner. And then for the cast shadows, we can do basically wherever the hair is going over the face. And also onto the clothes. Yeah, I realized the problem here is I made the nose too low. Right. I find it can look a little weird sometimes doing a shadow under the nose whenever I do female, so I won't do that. I was tempted to here, but it always looks weird. I don't really know why. Probably because makes them look like they have like a mustache or something. Alright, I'll probably just time lapse, coloring and shading and finishing these off. So yeah, I'll see you guys right after the time lapse. Alright, that's probably gonna do it. Just finished up coloring and rendering the rest with shadows. So yeah, that's all. That's about how I draw females and some things I kind of watch out for when I'm doing it. And yeah, I think they turned out pretty well. I tried to do some like a little bit more masculine things just to sort of like see if I could break it a little bit. But I think it turned out pretty well. So yeah. That's gonna do it for how I draw heads and for both male and female now. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't know what I'll do next for anatomy or topics, but yeah, I'll catch you guys in this one, and I appreciate you guys watching.